Idiot's question, we had the Datamines for April 20th, 420. Hyperdimensional Co-op, take down the Wicked Emperor Season 2 alongside your buddy. Obviously, this is continuing, so you'll be able to get more Z-Power. Goodbye, Kami. Clear the event and aim to Zenkai Awaken Piccolo. Legends Dynamic Road win battles to get Sparking Piccolo fused with Kami, so you'll be able to get him to 14 stars now, so that's obviously something huge. Then we have this. I'm assuming this would be for his missions, whether it would be to get his Zenkai Awakening Z-Power or maybe something else. Then we have this Hyperdimensional Co-op. Obviously, maybe it's going to be the advanced intermediate stage, so you'll be able to get 200cc from there. Then we have some more mission covers here. I don't know what this would be for. This is for an event. Who knows, maybe we could just be getting Z-Power for other units. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is obviously getting his Zenkai Awakening. These are going to be his booster missions. Even if you don't have him 7 stars, you can still unlock them for 2,000 Chrono Crystals, and you'll be able to get him 2 7 stars. We obviously have the basic card sleeves. Card sleeves for both Vegeta and Piccolo. Nothing special there. It's the usual. Then we have Legends Dynamic Road. Now easier to play. Win battles and aim to limit break Sparking Piccolo fused with Kami. As you can see, it's going to be completely revamped like the other Legends Road units and the EX Zenkai units. It's obviously good. We have the Zenkai Awakening banner for both Piccolo and Vegeta, and the Legends Regenerations banner returning. The only good units here are going to be LF Piccolo, the Cell, and the Green Movie Cooler. Bootanks is very, very bad unless you have him high stars. Super Baby 2, he's on GT. I mean, GT is obviously one of the worst teams, which hence this guy is also bad. This is it for Datamines. We're getting 500cc from the USTR, 200cc from Hyperdimensional Co-op, and potentially, hopefully, 1000cc from his missions. We have the Zenkai breakdown for Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and let me tell you, his stats actually seem to be coming close to Zenkai 7 Gogeta. So we're going to be comparing them, and let me tell you, yeah, they're close. They are close. So Zenkai Gogeta has 256,000 strike attack because he is a melee type. That's what he focuses on. Vegeta has 255. That's obviously like close. Vegeta has 230 strike attack, while Gogeta has 240 blast attack, and then the blast defense is 160, 158, but Vegeta has higher defenses. That's the issue that Vegeta had. He had very low defenses, which made him so squishy, and now they're pretty much higher. They are higher than Gogeta. He'll be able to take more hits than Gogeta. If we take them to 14 stars, oh, the difference becomes even more prevalent. The difference, look at this, 261 strike, 272 blast. Gogeta has 290 strike attack. Vegeta has 289. I mean, this is borderline, just slightly below, just barely below. This is the thing though. Vegeta has over 180,000 defense on both strike and blast, and Gogeta barely makes it over 180 with his blast defense. So I'm telling you, Vegeta is gonna be dealing even more damage with his blast and gonna be able to even take more hits than Gogeta just off of base stats alone. So if you run GT, this guy's a must. I mean, he's a must. 289 blast, man. That's 290. I mean, it's only a little bit off before 290k, but that's 290k blast attack for Vegeta. So think about that. Think about just how broken Gogeta is, and think about how broken Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is. At long last, I've ascended. Draw the ultimate arts card Maximum Final Flash next. Restores own health by 20% and ki by 20, plus 25% damage affected by allies for 20 timer counts, plus 30% to special move, awakened, and ultimate damage inflicted by allies for 20 timer counts. It would have been nice if he restored maybe like 30% health. 25% to damage inflicted by allies is pretty good. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Plus 40% to damage inflicted, plus 40% to blast damage inflicted for 20 timer counts. Restores ki by 30. Applies the following effects to self when battle starts. Increases arts card draw speed by 1. Okay, now, bro, this is Gogeta level. This is getting to Gogeta level. Arts card draw speed by 1 level, and it can't be cancelled. It's just permanent. That is something Gogeta doesn't have. He only gets it for 15 timer counts, but Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta has permanent card draw speed. think about getting card 2 draw speed by letting Gohan die. That is insane. That is insane. Literally, Gogeta now has a competitor for the best Zenkai Red in the game. We're gonna have to just get our hands on him and see how he actually does. Applies the following effects itself when battle starts. -5 to blast arts cost. That's where they mess up a little bit. It's not like Gogeta where each time he uses a card, the cost gets reduced for all his cards. It's only for blast. Plus 40% to next arts damage inflicted when enemy switches characters while this character is on the battlefield. It would have been nice if they just gave 40% to damage inflicted for every arts card, but I can't really see this coming into handy all the time. I mean, it's only one card. I don't see it being a big like game-breaking decider if you're borderline. I don't think it's gonna decide the game, because really you're only gonna be able to tag into each character on your team 3-4 times. That's typically how long matches go, to where you rotate each character 3 times. So 40%, I mean, I don't know, it's not looking too good. The Pinnacle of Saiyan Energy unlocks at Adept. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Plus 20% to key recovery for 15 timer counts. -10 to special move arts for 15 timer counts. Plus 100% to damage inflicted while enemy's armor is in effect. Okay, but it only comes in for blast armor. I mean, if you have type advantage, it's gonna be good, but if you don't have, if you have type disadvantage, it's gonna bite you in the butt. That really isn't good. I was thinking it was just gonna be like 100% to just blast damage inflicted in general, but it's not. A Rush of Hope unlocks that powerful. Reduces damage received by 50% until combo ends when changing cover. Applies the following effects to self when battle starts. Plus 15% of these damage inflicted cannot be counted. Reduces damage received by 50%. So he's gonna be even a little bit more tanky too. A little bit more tanky too. It says cannot be cancelled, and it doesn't say for 15 timer counts, 20 timer counts. It's just gonna be there. 50% to, oh man, sustain. That's sustained damage cut basically. Reduces damage received by 15%, dog. And when you look at his defenses, I mean, they're higher than Gogeta, man. Like, their base stats alone, without getting any buffs, are similar. Gogeta has 2.84 million health, and then Vegeta has 2.6 million health. It's a little bit less, but Vegeta definitely is gonna make up for it in his defenses. He'll just take less damage in general. Look at his strike cost. Strike impact, blast. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade plus 10% to strike damage received for 15 timer counts. That is pretty good, considering that, yes, Vegeta is actually not a melee type, but would have made it better if it said to blast damage inflicted, because obviously he's a blast type. Final Shine attack. It deals massive damage. Applies attribute down upgrade. -30% to enemies sustained damage. Cut effects to self for 3 timer counts upon activation. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade plus 30% to damage received for 15 timer counts on hit. 30% to blast. I mean, there's a lot of things that they could have made already to just have it damage inflicted in general and not restrict it to strike or blast or to one single art. I mean, that's really bad. 40% to your next arts card, but only if they switch, and it only lasts for that one card. Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Crimson Roar, plus 20% to blast damage inflicted for 30 timer counts. Cancels own attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions. Changes own strike cards to blast cards. And that's something Gogeta doesn't have, where he can change his blasts into, into strikes. So that's good. That's good. Deals massive impact damage. Maximum final flash. Deals massive impact damage. Gaining attribute upgrade minus 100% to enemy sustained damage. Cut effects for 3 timer counts upon 30%. Ooh, I don't know. I'm gonna say, I mean, he's got feint like Gogeta on his ultimate. They're like on par. They're on, in terms of stats, Vegeta has him beat. I hate to say it, but Vegeta has him beat. He has higher defenses, and he's just barely a little bit short of a little bit more blast attack to make it 290. They're just on they're on par, man. But Vegeta does have a lot more restrictions than Gogeta. There's no doubt about that. Though that's definitely holding him back from being above Gogeta. Like, Gogeta is 1-2 steps ahead of Vegeta here, but yeah, Gogeta now has a potential competitor for the best Red Zenkai unit. Moving on to the fused with Kami Piccolo. Obviously, he's a free-to-play unit, so we're going to be looking at him at 14 stars. Zenkai 7, so we have 2.65 million health, 251 strike, blast attack 279, blast defenses and strike defense 180 plus. That means it's going to be tanky boy. 35% to damage inflicted by allied tag regeneration. Oh, tag legends rod for 30 timer counts. Afflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 30% to damage inflicted for 30 timer counts. Cancels attribute downgrades. Okay. Cancels enemy attribute upgrades. Requirements: 15 timer counts must elapse. 35%. That is a lot. But that is a main ability though. So I don't really know if that's gonna be so good. If it was like for tagging in, that'd be good, but you have to pop your main ability for that. And that's only gonna be one time. So obviously gonna be maybe a bit restricted. Mind of the Super Wars shortens only substitution count by 2 as defaults. That is really good. When he just switches standby, boom, you just have to wait 8 instead of 2. Applies the following effects to self when this character is defeated. Plus 30% damage inflicted for 30 timer. Oh my, no. They got me. Increases R's card draw speed by 1 level, but only for 30 counts. But only for 30. Okay, but only for 30. Only for 30. Man, oh man, oh man. 30 counts. It's card draw speed regardless. Applies the following effects to self to allies when this character switches standby. 30% to blast damage inflicted for 20 timer counts, plus 30% to key recovery for 20 timer counts. Also applies the following effects to allied tag regeneration or tag Legends Road. 30% to strike damage inflicted for 20 timer counts. Restores health by 5%. Activates 3 times. Legends Road does have the yellow Kid Goku and the blue Rage Trunks, which are both melee types, so that strike damage inflicted buff is going to definitely come in handy. Restores health by 5%, activates 3 times, so he'll be able to get up to 15% of his health. The Demon's Treachery. The following effects occur when enemy switches characters while this character is on the battlefield. Gain attribute upgrade, minus 20% to enemy sustained damage count for 15 timer counts. That's good. That is good. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade plus 5 to all arts costs for 15 timer counts. That is also good. It's not like only to strikes, only to blast. That's all. So a 55 blue card. That is major. That is good. The Watcher's Wisdom. 40% to damage inflicted for 15 timer counts when this character enters the battlefield. Also applies the following effects to self if a tag regeneration or tag Legends Road other than this character is a battle member. Plus 50% to key recovery for 10. Plus 50% to vanishing gauge for 10. Wow. This guy is definitely the support type that this team would need to be really, really good. You can tell that this guy really is a support type. He is pretty much only giving buffs to his team. He obviously cares more about his team more than himself. He's giving buffs to his team when he dies, when he switches out, when he comes back in, when he's faced with an enemy. Yeah, this is definitely a very, very good support type kit for Legends Road to have. Very good addition. He's going to be able to take some hits too. So if you don't have the Zenkai Go tanks, he'll be like your pseudo Go tanks. So if you look at his blue card, it can be taught, deals major explode damage, inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade plus 30% to blast damage received for 20 timer counts on hit, plus 20% to blast damage inflicted for 20 timer counts, cancels own attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions. He holds 2 blasts. His Zenkai ability gives the usual 35% to base strike, attack, blast attack, strike defense, blast defense. So that's good. Tag Legends Road. Yeah, this guy's good. This guy's good. He's going to be the support type, obviously. He's going to be the only support type that Legends Road has for a while. And he's going to be aging very well because the fact that he really only cares about giving his teammates these buffs. There's nothing else that he cares about. When he dies, he also gives back to his teammates, leaves them with a reminder with that. Increases arch card draw speed by 1 level and 30% to blast damage inflicted. I mean, to just damage inflicted in general. That's really good. Vegeta, he is close to that level of Gogeta. He is really close. He is really, really close. If you main GT, obviously summon. Get him Zenkai 7. If you don't main GT, I would hold back. I'd rather save up for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta.